Good morning. It's Saturday morning. It's weigh-in day. Yeah, weigh-in day. So there was a potty training update, and there's not really much to report except that we had an accident last Saturday, so nothing can progress forward, right? The hole stays the same size, and we do not cut a hole until we make it a full week without an incident, right? So part of the issue with the potty training of the kitten is the litter box that you're putting inside the toilet is so shallow, right? So little litter can go into it that when they go to the bathroom once, if they go number one in there, they scratch around, it starts going down in the hole, right, into the toilet. Then there's nothing left for number two, kind of thing. You have to get in there real quick, fill it back up, and then, let them go. And that's the two accidents my cat had. My first cat, Enzo, when I was successful with this, the two accidents that he had were because I did not get there in time. And essentially this first accident with Luca, same thing. I did not get there in time. He ended up going on the floor, and here we go. So we put it forward another week. We don't make any cuts, and we just keep it going, right? And that's what you do. When you have an issue, right, you just move on to the next thing and you keep it going. Part of life comes with, the idea that you're going to make mistakes. There's not a single person who actually believes that they are perfect. I'm pretty sure in 2026, there's not a single person in this world that would say, good morning, that would stand in front of a group of people and say, I believe I'm perfect, right? There's nobody that would say that. So why is it that people believe in order to become healthy that perfection is necessary? Ask yourself that. If you believe the rest of your life it's impossible to be perfect, why is it that you actually believe that in order to become healthy you have to be perfect? I am on the latter half of basically 7.5 years into this journey, right? 7.5 years into journey, and I understand I've hit a goal already, and it's kind of like just maintaining at the moment until I decide really when I want to get crazy into what to do next. But 7.5 years in, and the one thing I can honestly say to you, without any doubt in my mind, with all of the reassurance and the I would put my money where my mouth is and say there hasn't been a single day in 7.5 years that was perfect. There's not been a single day. There is a fault in every day. And you guys want to start comparing the size of faults, you're only making it harder for yourself. Like, well, this was a big problem. This was a little problem. This was it. Look, forget about analyzing. Forget about unless you're what you're thinking about is to learn from something you did, to try and prevent it, you're worthlessly wasting your time. If you are trying to learn from what you did, maybe try to learn something about yourself, why you do the things you do, and you're trying to analyze for that reason, no, then fine. Go ahead and do that, learn the lesson, and move forward. But if you're doing it, if you're trying to analyze it so you can beat yourself up for it and never actually get to the core of the problem to fix, then you're wasting your time. You are wasting your time. You're better off to just keep going. Just keep going. And know that you do the math. 365 days and 7 years times 7 years, you do the math. And I'm telling you, there's not a single day that has been perfect. Not a single day. And there are some days that are really, really, really not perfect. And there's some days that are close to perfect. But there's no days, 0 days that are perfect. And perfection was never required. It wasn't required for you to create the problem. You didn't have to be perfect to create the situation you're in. You didn't have to, you aren't the master at ruining your life, okay? So get that nonsensical bullshit out of your mind. You are not the master at ruining your life, and nor are you the master of perfecting your life. You're not the master of any of those things. So your goal is not to become one or the other. Your goal is to just get up and do the things that need to be done today. I'll say that one more time. You just need to get up and do the things that need to be done today. At the end of the day, if you can say you tracked your food, check. It doesn't matter how imperfect. If you can say you weighed and measured your food, check. It doesn't matter how imperfect. And if you could say you got out and moved, did some sort of activity somewhere, doing something, check. It doesn't matter how imperfect. None of it matters. This is just the nonsensical bullshit you add on top of the stress you already have about your situations. And so the first thing you let go of is how much stress your health is causing you, and you go on to do everything else and ignore your own problems. Well, all of that needs to end, because at some point, you're going to look at everybody you helped because you need all of the help, and then suddenly no one's going to be there because you were just the person that gave, right? You're not the person that receives. So what I'm telling you all this is, it doesn't matter how imperfect your work is as long as you're doing the work. Okay? You don't have to be an A+ student every day in order to end up with a passing grade. We live in a world where if you don't get an A, you didn't pass. No, the last time I checked, I'm sure there are plenty of surgeons cutting you open that were average C students. Average C student. I am positive that there are brain surgeons that got C's and whatever else. It doesn't even have to just be surgeons. You pick a field. You're trusting someone in your life that was a C student in something. And all you need to do is what I'm telling you right now is you need to be a C student consistently. A C student consistently in the life of becoming healthy. If you could be a C student consistently, you will get somewhere. You don't need to be, you're thinking every day is A or F. And I'm saying if 365 days you're getting a C, at the end of it all, you're getting your diploma. That's what I'm telling you. No one cares when the piece of paper is hanging on the wall, graduate of Harvard University or whatever. No one cares about the grade point average anymore because the piece of paper's on the wall. It doesn't matter. Same thing when you are sitting there and you could say, I met my weight loss goal. No one's going to care how long it took. No one's going to care. They're going to just see that you did it. And that's great. You did it. It's awesome. So great. So inspiring. Some people are idiotic to think when they hear about how long it took you, they're idiotic to think that the work is not worth it. Their health is not worth it. It's not worth 7 years worth of work to achieve what you have achieved. It's not worth to say, I'm going to work for the next 7 years so I could say I lost 200 pounds at the end of it. There's people that actually think like that. I feel sorry for those people. Because they think so little of themselves, and they don't realize that even with their statement, they're saying that their health is not worth the work. Every day you make decisions. When you decide not to make a decision on something, you're making a decision, right? So whether you do or you don't, or you stay in the middle, you're making a decision, right? So let's just make a decision to be a C student, to get your C today. Did you track? Did you weigh measure? Did you move? It doesn't matter that it wasn't an A plus. No one's going to care if it was an A plus. Nobody, only you. No one's going to care if the candy bar you had when nobody was looking ends up on the tracker. No one's going to care. If you did everything else you said you were going to do, and that's the one thing that didn't end up on the tracker, trust me, 7 years from now, you won't remember the candy bar. So stop the nonsense. Get to work every day, consistently. Be an average student in this thing we call a healthy lifestyle. Be an average student consistently, and you're going to get to where you want to go. Whatever you're doing today, enjoy yourself. I love each and every one of you. God bless you all.